What's up guys, this is Miasin. So today's video is going to be really fun because we're going to be looking over almost every card in the limited section and just try to figure out if they are ready to go to 2 or 3 even, because this is the main thing that we will be looking at, because a lot of these cards, they haven't really seen play in a while, and I think some of them, they can go to 3 and nobody's really gonna care because I think a lot of them are still being just not played at all, or if they are being played, I think even if we had 3 copies of them, we would still only play 1 copy. But yeah, before we go any further, you already know the drill. Smash the like, subscribe button, blah, blah, blah. Alright, the first card is Tier Elements Sharon. This card, without Kid Kalos especially, I think we can test every single tier monster back to 2. But again, without Kid Kalos, and just see if it's really going to change something. Personally, I don't even think so. So I think this card can at least be tested to 2, and it's not going to change too much. Daigusto Emerald, honestly, it's just completely irrelevant. I don't understand why this card is still limited. If it still is, nobody cares, honestly. The Naturia Sacred Tree. I also don't think this card has to stay limited anymore because the Runic Engine will most likely get demolished. And honestly, the Naturia Runic deck only existed for like one format, which was the Kashtira format, and I don't even understand why the Naturia cards got the hit. It should have been the Runic cards. Change of Heart. We already have 3 Mind Control, so I think at this point we might as well start testing with 2 Change of Hearts. And now you might be thinking, but that just makes no sense. Well, think about Regeki. Regeki, now we have 3 copies of it, and honestly, it's not really game-breaking. We have other board breakers that are super unfair, like Dark Ruler, which you can't really directly respond to with monster effects. I think Change of Heart in the current metagame is not an unfair card whatsoever. And honestly, it's barely any better than Mind Control, so it really doesn't change that much. Draconic Diagram is also a card that can honestly be immediately just unlimited. Nobody even plays that card to begin with. So whether you have 2 copies or 4 copies of this card, nobody gives 2 shits. Dark Grepher, I think this is just another one of those cards. Nobody even plays this card, so who cares? Thunder Dragon Colossus, yeah, this card has to be tested at 2 first, just because there is a huge difference between 1, 2, and 3 Colossus, and obviously between 0 Colossus. So I think 2 Colossus is a good way to start. Divine Wind of Mist Valley, nobody plays it as a 1 of, so nobody's gonna play it as a 3 of. Even though this card can do some really nasty things, you don't really want to commit to like a deck that just tries to abuse 1 card. That usually just doesn't make sense because then you might as well play an FTK deck at this point. And we have infinite FTK decks that are inconsistent and garbage, so it's just completely irrelevant. Okay, Performapal Monkey Board. This card can also go to 3 right away. We don't even have to test it as a 2 of. The reason why I say that is because, yet again, nobody plays Pendulum, and rightfully so. The deck doesn't have Electrum, which is the only actual problematic card that can even abuse in the first place. And also, it's not like an extra monkey board or 2 that's really going to change anything when you consider the fact that this deck usually cannot play any non-engine cards, otherwise you start breaking. And the deck does lose to hand traps quite considerably hard, and every deck almost nowadays can play like 12, 15 hand traps. Call by the Grave is a very interesting card. It's either it should get banned or go to 3. There's no in-between. Like, these 2 sections make no sense for Call by the Grave. Personally, I hate hand traps. So I think hand traps should get a hit, and Call by the Grave should go to 3. This card should stop serving the only purpose of stopping hand traps. I think this card should almost turn into a trap card. That's just a little better for the card, and also as a going second tool of just breaking boards. It's a cool card overall, but what pisses me off with this card is the fact that in the OCG and the TCG, same thing, it's really just used as a card to stop, like Valor, Ash, etc. So it's just really annoying. If we can fix this issue, then this card can go to 3 easily, no problem whatsoever. Ancient Fairy Dragon is a hard once per turn, so 1, 2, or 3 copies doesn't change anything. People will only play it as a 1 of anyways. Gateway of the 6 Samurai. There is no shot this card needs to be tested at 2 because with only 1 Gateway, 6 Samurai with the new support is not a problematic deck, and the 2nd and 3rd Gateways don't increase the power level of the deck dramatically. They only really increase the consistency level by like a small portion, but even then, it's so fair. Even if you, like, worst case, what are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna errata Gateway of the 6 to say that you can only control 1 Gateway of the 6 on your field? Like, the harshest errata out there. If you make it once per turn, you're basically just making 6 Samurai worse post-support than it was pre-support, which is stupid. So I think Gateway of the 6 is not what the deck needs to go to the next level. Even though it's the best card of the deck, it doesn't matter, because 6 Samurai has, like, very obvious flaws. You normal summon a monster, and then let's say you get Book of Moon on that normal summon, the game ends. There's pretty much no extender for the 6 Samurai deck. because every single 6 Samurai extender requires you to already control a 6 Samurai monster on your field. That's what pisses me off with 6 Samurai. It's not the kind of deck that really just gets a huge boost off of one single or 2 more continuous spells that only really get your play started when you're already doing well. I forgot the name of the card. I think this is Magical Explosion. Activate only while you have no cards in your hand. Inflict 200 damage to your opponent for each spell in your grave. There is no reason why this card should go any more than 1 of, so I think at 1 it's fine. This is Time Seal. Nobody plays that card, and nobody's ever gonna play that card. It is absolute utter garbage. Tearleman's Havness. Same exact mentality for Tearleman's Sharon. I think it can go to 2. At least test it out at 2, and then maybe if it does nothing, then go back to 3. I don't know. Miscellaneous Zorus. Ooh, yeah, okay. Oh, have you read Misk? I mean, I think I have, but yeah, I mean, should it stay at 1? Right now, Dinosaur isn't doing jack shit, so maybe we might want to test like 2 Miscellaneous Zorus. I feel like if we like straight up like unlimit the card, it might be a little too good, but at the same time, Dinosaur, it didn't get any new support in a while, so I just don't want this deck to be like the new Despia where it's like always super annoying. And also, it's a very sacky deck. Miscellaneous Zorus is like that one really annoying card, so I don't know. I'm really tempted to just make it stay at 1, but just to make the Dinosaur players happy, I'm gonna put it at 2 just for now. Gamma, I think if it goes to 2, it's just gonna be an unfair hand shop, even though right now I think it's in a really good position in terms of like health for the game when it's at 1, because it kind of forces you to play the other Cypher monsters instead of just being like, you know, you play 3 Gamma with 1 driver. That's just bullshit. So yeah, 1 Gamma with like 2 deltas. I think it's like a fair compromise, and also you draw the driver every now and then. So yeah, there's a certain aspect of risk and reward which I think is good. This is the Gemini monster. Yeah, no, it has to stay to 1. Otherwise, you start FTKing. It's not like I want to like unlimit the cards that FTK for no reason when the deck is not like it's not really. And yeah, sure, you can do things other than FTKing and Gemini, but you can't really make like big boards and going second. All you do is just summon big beat sticks that attack for a lot of damage, but it's still a bullshit deck. Monster Gate. Yeah, we've got new Infernoid support, so I think we might want to test Monster Gate at 2. Same thing with the Reasoning, might as well. These 2 cards have basically the exact same effect. It's just that Monster Gate has a better effect, but it has a cost. Reasoning has a worst effect because you can get unlucky with a card. Hornet Drones. That is interesting because we have 3 Engage and 3 Kagari, but only 1 Hornet Drones. I just realized that. I mean, I haven't just realized it, but I think we could actually test 2 Hornet Drones, and I don't think it would break the game because Isolde is banned. So what are you gonna get? Like a warrior token that doesn't do anything? It doesn't make Link Kribo, it doesn't make Relinquished Anima. All it does is summon like a Kagari that recycles back your thing. If you want to make like an SP, then you gotta use like Hayate and another Link monster. So it's like 3 extra cards in your extra deck just to summon an SP off of 1 Hornet Drones. So yeah, again, there's a risk of, there's the aspect of a high risk, high reward. Well, not really high risk, but a high commitment, high reward. Snatch Steal, this card is also in the same boat as Change of Heart. I actually think Snatch Steal is worse than Change of Heart because Snatch Steal, you can counter it with like Cosmic Cyclone, etc., which are cards that people play. Change of Heart, you basically have to negate it, or otherwise it just always resolves. Purely Delicious Memory. Oh no, I made this list a while back. This shouldn't be in this video. Yeah, just disregard this. Actually, you know what? This is the perfect way to see if people have watched this video or not. I'll put it here, and if I get comments of people like asking why is Delicious Memory in this list, then I know that you fast forwarded until the end and you haven't watched shit. Card of Demise. Yeah, I don't want more stun decks gaining more power. The Baby Dragons. Okay, I actually think because of the amount of cards that we can use to like recycle them back, we might as well just test them at 2, so it doesn't matter. Hold on a second. Where's the other one? White Dragon, Wyver Burster, where are you? Oh, there. Yeah, it's the exact same thing. These are the same card. Okay, so now we have Keldo. Don't really think it matters too much. Agido and Kelbeck are like the better cards, so Keldo, Mudora, we can test at 2. It doesn't matter too much. Danglong, no. Even if you have like infinite Danglongs, you're only playing 1 anyways, so it doesn't matter. This is the Sun Avalon monster. Maybe stay at 1. I don't know. I'm not a plant player, so I don't know shit about the deck. Rescue Ace Airlifter. It depends on what else they do. because Airlifter can easily go back to 2 or go to 3. If the Rescue Ace deck doesn't get nerfed in the ban list some way or another, then it's gonna be a little too good. So I think at the current moment, maybe it should stay at 1. Infernity Launcher, we don't even have to test that one. The deck is way too old. Magical Midbreaker Field, nah, if anything, yeah, no, actually, stay at 1. It's not even searchable off of Terraforming. It's like one of the weirdest field spells out there. It's searchable off of set rotation, that's it. Card Destruction. This one, I think you should also stay at 1, just because I don't want this card to ever end up being like super infuriating where you have 3 and you just turbo out your deck, draw so much, and then just do some nasty things. Set rotation, also stay at 1. This card is just, nah, it's really unfair. And I remember when this card got when this card got limited at first, it used to be a 3, and it was the most meta-defining card of that format. Everybody was playing like dog shit field spells that they would give to their opponent, like the Chaos field spell, and there was another one too. And because of that, you couldn't use your own field spells, and every deck had to use field spells like ABC, Trickstar, Spiral. So when you use set rotation, not only did you make your deck better because you were getting a field spell, but also you were giving a dog shit field spell to your opponent. Oh, also Invoked used field spells. Every deck, literally. Psyframe Lord Omega, you can also stay at 1, my friend. Terraforming, if anything, it should get banned. It shouldn't stay at 1, because it means that now every field spell is way too easy to search, because you also have triple tactic thrust. So I think Terraforming is just not a card that should exist anymore. Striker Dragon, nobody cares. 1, 2, 3, who cares? It really changes nothing. Zodiac Rapier, we can actually test too. I don't know, I just want to see the world burn. It doesn't even change that much. It really doesn't even do that much, honestly. What are you gonna do? And also, Drancia and Broad Bull are both banned. So even 2 rats, it just does nothing. But again, just like Colossus, there's a huge difference between 1, 2, and 3 rats. 3 rats means that 1 rat equals 1 Drancia with a Broad Bull search and a rank 4. But again, there is no... the other 2 rank 4, I guess they're rank 4s. Drancia and Broad Bull are, again, still banned, so it really just does nothing on its own. It can make a rank 4 if you play, like... No, not even, actually. Yeah, it does nothing. Luna Light Tiger. Yeah, we can test multiple. I don't think it changes too much. I don't think people are gonna play Luna Light in 2024, and also the deck loses the Bestials and everything. Maybe we can unlimit the card completely. Gold Sarcophagus. Oh, this card's a really cool one, because now we have decks that can start utilizing cards that have trigger effects in the Banished. And also there is the Malice archetype that's coming out very soon that has its own built-in field spell Gold Sarcophagus card. So maybe this card can slowly but surely come back to 2, and also it would be indirect nice support for Thunder Dragon, on top of making sense for Malice. So I think it's just a matter of time before we start seeing multiple Gold Sarcophagus in the game. This is the Chain Burn card. Yeah, whatever. No, stay at 1. Who cares? Hyper Librarian. Synchro decks already have all the power in the world. To me, it doesn't matter, 1, 2, or 3. If you can full combo and your opponent doesn't have hand traps, you win regardless of what you do. It's not like the extra Hyper Librarians that are going to change anything. Your end board is way too good anyways. It's not like this deck makes unplayable hands better. The other Sun Avalon card, you can stay with your friend. Into the Void. Into the Void is really interesting because now we have 3 upstart. And also there's Drillin Logbird running around. So you know what? I think it can go back to 3. And it has so many drawbacks that it doesn't matter, honestly. And also you have to discard all of your cards during the end phase. So the extra drawback of Into the Void is that you can't play hand traps. It can only really be used in FTK decks, but FTK decks are just so easy to stop for the most part. And when you're making yourself lose to Drool so hard, I don't know, this card is filled with flaws. It's very far from perfect. And now we've got the Ib, yeah, again, another one of those cards that can go to 3 because it's exactly like Dangalong. You're only playing 1 regardless of how many copies you can play. Chaos Space, another very interesting card. You know what? Semi-limited card. Indirect support for Blue Eyes, maybe. And Dragon Link is not really problematic anyways, especially if we start hitting Bestials a little bit more. Danger Tsuchinoko, this one we can test at 2 or 3. I think Dangers are super fair for the game. And also you can't really play Dangerous in tandem with hand traps because then you draw into hand traps over time and it's ass. And then Mudora, exact same thing as Keldo. So I think I'm for the most part really satisfied with this list. You guys let me know how you feel in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.